I would have never predicted when I was 18 that I would go to college, I would drop out. In the time that I was soul searching, in that year, I would show up in the slums, end up starting a school, raising money for that school. I wouldn't have predicted any of it, but life led me there and I followed the thread of curiosity. So I grew up in a family of, we're 5 siblings. Our dad was born in a small village in Chakwal in Punjab, and he was the first one in his family to not only move to the city but also go to college, and then the first one in his family to move to another country. He would insist on going back to his village every now and then, and he would be obsessed with thinking about the families that were left behind. We saw him have this immutable desire for progress, and I think those were the kind of values that got instilled very early on. Being incredibly driven, organized, and passionate to progress in life. By the same time, progressing not at the cost of others and making sure that you could pull an entire village with you. I think the complexity is what makes the problem beautiful. And if I had to pick now, I would definitely, with all of what I know, pick the same problem, because some of the students that I initially taught 10 years ago, they've pulled their families out of poverty, they've grown incredibly. It's a complex problem to solve, but the dividends are huge, especially for a country like Pakistan. 250 million people striving for progress, trying to get the best out of life. And I think education is one of the best tools, though the most complicated to get right, to enable people to do that. You've got to keep the entrepreneur from your childhood alive. This is the entrepreneur that believed even though there was no reason to believe in the early days, defied logic, led with the heart instead of the brain. So I almost feel like this is the financial stuff is the brain, this part is the reason to do what you do. And I think you've got to keep on nurturing this part quite a whole lot, because it can be very easy to get swept up in looking at spreadsheets and looking at dashboards, especially when you're at the top of the organization. What I would tell them to change is probably to let go a whole lot faster and not be obsessed with trying to do everything themselves. And they won't, my younger self would probably just not believe me, probably be very stubborn about it, but I would really emphasize that letting go means that your work is more about enabling others to run this organization, not to run it yourself, and that distinction is very, very important. And when that distinction is made is when organizations become truly ephemeral and timeless and long-lasting.